Yo, 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 it's Lady Sai Sai, and I'm here with,
But
And Pat B.
yes, we done took like 3 weeks off.
Yeah, that's true.
We had a lot going on. It was my birthday, May 26th, as well as Keith's birthday, which is May.
28.
And yeah, so we're very blessed to be here.
Yeah, especially with all that DR stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they went to DR.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are back with another episode of Let's Be Honest.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So we're back again. As Sai Sai said, we had a little sabbatical apparently, but we're back on it. Uh, we didn't forget. Last episode Keith said he was going to talk about exes, so we're going to get into that later. That whole exes relationship thing. But in the meantime, let's catch up a little bit because I know that these past 3 weeks have been eventful. So you tell me what's going on, what you've been into, and all that good stuff. I usually stay ladies first, but it's 21st century, so Buck, you go first. What up with you, bro?
All right. Well, for my birthday, I ain't really do much, but I didn't mind because the day after we had to head out, go to DR. So we mostly turned up in DR, got drunk pretty much every day. It was a very humbling experience. You get to see how other people, see how the Dominican people live, and
That's a fact.
it makes you realize like a lot of the stuff that we go through isn't as bad as what they have to go through, especially on the countryside. Like we was doing the ATVs, and you really seen the poverty and how they, had to
Barefoot.
live. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the kids
just
were barefoot on the side of the road.
yeah,
They had
barefoot
the
in
little kids
mud
asking
and
for
shit.
dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah, asking for
asking for dollars. It was just like I said, it was a very humbling experience. At the same time, annoying, but you understood. Like of course, nobody wants to be asked for money every 2 seconds, but then also you understand where it's coming from. So, like I said, besides the getting drunk and turning up and all of that, you also got to see another side of DR, which was very humbling, and it was cool. Like I said, would I go back there anytime soon? Probably not, but I most definitely had fun on the trip.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Sai, what's good with you though? What's going on?
Nothing much. I mean, my birthday, I did a quick little brunch. I had a great time, turned up.
You look nice.
Thank
look
you,
very
thank
nice.
you. Got my makeup done.
You clean up very well.
Yes, I do. I sure do. And I had a great time. I'm 31 now. And, I feel like this summer 2019 is going to kind of be a little bit of my summer. Like,
You do?
Yeah, I lost some weight.
Yeah, you
more
did.
Weight,
I'm
and
proud of you.
thank you. And I'm really feeling myself. My confidence is on like a 10. So I'm very excited to see what this summer has to offer me. You know, I'm having fun so far. No bad vibes. I'm having a great time, and I've been to DR twice, so I already know what they experience in DR, and I love DR. But
We went to church every day out there.
yeah,
You
right.
went to church too up there every day.
Yeah, okay. Was that the name of the club, church,
Hallelujah.
or the name of the resort? Which one?
It was off the resort. Yeah, it was very nice.
Uh huh.
Very clean Bibles.
Yeah, oh, yeah, okay. I think that's the name of a drink, Bible. But yeah. So I kind of know what they experienced in DR, and I loved it. I went last year for my 30th, and it just sucks all this shit going on in DR
Yeah, they gotta get that together. Like DR, get your act together.
all the way. Cause that same resort where that lady got her ass beat, that's the only resort I go to, and I'm pretty sad about that. But shout out to DR.
Yo, shout out to them for real, for real.
Yes.
So, what about you, Pat? What's new with you?
Well, I was actually part of Buck celebration in DR. I really wish I could have been a part of Sai's celebration,
It's all
but
good.
I was out late. I don't even think I was in the area. So I was just watching Instagram, living vicariously through her Instagram. It's like, oh snap, she got that dress on. I was like, yo, she's lit. I was like, what's she drinking? I was like, this the whole time, just living
Everything.
vicariously. I was like, yo, I was like, damn.
I was
So-
drinking everything, light, dark. That didn't even matter.
Yeah,
That's
I-
how you supposed to do on your birthday. Did you do that for your birthday?
Yeah, I was from when we first came there.
Mhm.
I was drunk. They had the liquor dispensers in the room. I had a suite, so
Yeah,
Which
but
I
I
said,
mean, everybody in their room had a dispenser, so it was, you know, that was cool. We stayed at the
Rio
Palace
Rio had
Macau,
dispensers.
and yeah, I was like, shit. When I first came there, after I finished shooting the video, I got me a cup of gin. You know, it was good since then. Then where did we drink at that first night? No, we sat there. We was playing Uno, and the guy kept bringing us drinks. When we was damn, what was that? We was like outside the bar, like on that little
Was that for
walkway
Miranda
thing.
or something?
Yeah,
Like
something like that.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Like I said, the fact that like I said, every 2 seconds, hey, you want a drink, or you know, that was cool.
Yeah, they're
That's
very
like an alcoholic's dream.
Oh my god.
DR is turn up city, like
Yeah.
country.
Yo,
For real.
yeah, it is really quintessential turn up spot, and I'm actually interested in venturing out into like other areas that have that turn up thing.
Mm.
I mean, I was kind of disappointed with the food, all
You
inclusive.
know, the food was disappointing
Whoa, the food sucked.
at the resort. Yes.
Wow. Well, I stayed at the Majestic. The food was amazing. When I say amazing, that's why I'm so sad that lady got her ass beat, because that's my favorite resort. That food, and they do the American breakfast, like the eggs, bacon, whatever.
Mhm.
And they got the Dominican breakfast with the smashed plantains and the salami and the
Oh
cheese,
yeah, McDonald's,
the
yeah.
lobster. Like,
Wait, lobster for breakfast?
They did not have
Yes.
that at ours.
yo, yes. At our resort, lobster for breakfast. You eat that shit 24/7. Room service 24/7. It like. I'm
Oh, that
so
sounds
sad.
lit.
We
Yo.
had club sandwiches. No, we had room service 24/7, but it was fucking club sandwiches.
Are you
Nacho
But it was
cheese.
hot though. It
We
was hot.
had
The
burgers,
fries was shit.
steak, every. Shout out to Majestics. I'm so sad. Y'all need to get y'all
Yeah.
take this off y'all reputation.
Yeah, I know. What's his name? Hard Rock. That looks like luxurious.
Oh yeah, they're
So their food must have been
Hard
better.
Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if we
they-
do go back next time, I think Hard Rock would be the
Somebody
best.
died at the Hard Rock though.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
found dead at the Hard Rock.
Y'all about to go back there by
Yeah.
yourselves.
I'm sorry, Dio. I gotta give y'all a break. I'm sorry.
We're going through some issues right now. We're gonna give you some time to, you know.
Yeah, fix that.
Yeah.
Get some real legit liquor, and I'm back in the building.
So okay, since we all been to DR, what are other places that y'all would like to travel to as far as, you know, venturing out the country?
I have a whole list. I want to go to Thailand.
Yeah.
I want to go to London, Paris. I've been to Jamaica. I like Jamaica. I went to Montego Bay, but I want to go to Hedonism, whatever that is.
Hedonism.
Yeah, I wanna
we
go.
talked-
Oh yeah, we.
That I
we
want to
planning
go.
that.
I just like to watch.
Have you ever?
So you're a voyeur.
I like to watch the freak shit.
I think yeah.
I
can
like
see
to
that.
nothing
watch
wrong with
because I
that.
will be right there, and you will see me looking at you, and I will not give a fuck.
Yo, she had this big Kool-Aid grin too, like just like eyes wide open. Like, oh my god.
I like to watch.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm a voyeur too. Oh shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Remind me to bring curtains
I'll
when I'm out
watch.
with you.
I'll watch. Boy. I'm a watcher. That's my thing.
Lord have mercy on my soul.
But I have a lot of places I want to go. I'm getting a brain fart right now, but it's a lot of places I would like to go to. But I love to travel. And you know what's so crazy? I get excited knowing I'm about to go on a vacation. Once my vacation is paid for,
Mhm.
like, I love Miami. I've been there a million times. That's my go-to.
Mhm.
But I love Miami. Just knowing that I'm about to get on the plane and go somewhere, it excites me. So I don't even give a fuck where I go.
Yeah, that's a fact. Because I was actually driving by JFK today. Well, I think it was JFK, the air train, and I was just looking at the air train going to like the terminals. I got hype. I was like, yo, that'd be nice.
Wonder where they're going.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even care where they were going. I was like, this would be nice, just to be getting on the air train, just to get to your gate, just to go to a flight.
I love the
Yeah.
whole process, the checking in, the TSA. I don't give a fuck. It could be annoying, but I just know I'm going somewhere.
It's like,
But,
yo, we out.
Yeah,
Yo.
we out. I
Alright,
love
I mean, y'all could like that. Me, I'm more of like a road trip kind of guy. Like, we get a car, we go to different states, stuff like that. As far as out of the country, I don't really care for. And then, you know,
Yeah.
even though I'm sexy, I am a big nigga, so getting on them little tight ass airplane seats, you know, the belt just fit, so you know.
Damn, at the
Doing-
fullest extent.
The fullest extension.
Damn.
I
My
remember
little
that.
sexy ass. But yo, nonetheless, like I said, I don't really care to go out the country. That's never been my thing. I mean, I'm doing it now, you know, especially you have a girlfriend and you want to travel. But my thing was more so like going to different states, taking the road trips. That's fun for me. As far as, I mean, the scenery's beautiful in other countries, but
I like
just
that
don't care
too.
for it.
I like that too, as long as I'm not the driver.
Yeah, that's another thing that I was gonna bring up. When you're the only driver
Oh,
taking road trips, it sucks.
Lord.
But when you have multiple drivers, it's not that bad because even like when I go to visit my best friend, she lives in Virginia. I mean, it's supposed to be a 7 hour ride, but we make it like five, whatever.
Mhm.
And even within those 5 hours, it's kind of strenuous. Like if I mean, I drive 8 hours at work, but it's different because we take breaks, stuff like that. When you're driving straight and you're trying to just get there, yeah, it's a little bit strenuous on the body. So
I hate it. I hate, like, I used to like to drive, but now as I'm getting older, I don't like driving. I don't know, like, for real. And I'm only 31, but I feel like it's like an anxiety thing. I don't like to drive, so I like being the passenger, and it sucks because my boyfriend can't drive from fucking Queens to motherfucking Staten Island. He will fall asleep. So I'm always the driver because
Oh,
when it's a
damn.
straight path, he can't do it.
Oh,
So I hate driving. I like to see the scenery. I like to just enjoy and lay back, go to sleep.
like what's that? What's
nap.
that? Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I hate
No.
driving. But like I driving from here to freaking Six Flags drives me crazy. That's why I throw bus trips.
yeah, that's not as bad, but
It's
yeah,
not.
I get it.
I can't.
Right.
Like, because
No.
I'm so anxious. I want to get out. I want to get the fuck out. I want to get out, and it just drives me crazy. I can't.
That's like when I don't know the driving thing when I was a kid, when me and Nene was a kid, that's my sister. We used to argue over who was going to drive. Now that we're older, we argue over like no, we're like no, I'm not driving, you're driving, and it's just funny. Like when you're a kid, that shit excites you. Now when you're
Yeah.
older and you're used to doing
I hate
it,
it.
you're like hell no, you're not with the shit. So it's like
No.
Once you get the experience, because at first you fight for the experience. You're like, yo, I want to drive from here to here. I get the experience. Now, once you actually attain that experience, it's like that enlightenment is like, yeah, I really don't
I
feel
hate
this
it.
anymore.
I'll give you gas money all day. I don't want to drive. No.
Like I said, for people that like to travel, if you're gonna go on road trips, make sure you have more than one or two drivers. Like you gotta most definitely have more than one driver. Two is good, three is better, four is fucking great, especially depending on how far you're going. But you know that shit plays a big part in traveling.
Hate it. I hate it.
Yo, honestly, I want to go to California.
A road trip?
As for
No,
but
not-
in
not-
the airplane.
Hey, on an airplane, of course.
Oh,
I drive no-
Cali's lit. I've been
Yeah.
in Cali. Like, my mom used to work for United Airlines, so we used to fly for free all the time.
Mhm.
And my mom, she used to, like, one day notice, oh, we going to San Francisco, we going to Cali, we going whatever.
You said she worked for the airline.
She worked for
Oh, but
United
that's because
Airlines.
she probably got the
Free.
major
It's
discount.
free,
Oh,
but
free?
it was
Okay.
all free. But then now, like, they did like a budget cut. So now, like, all the people that were working there before, like, with, with my moms and stuff, they did a budget cut. So it's like now they hire people for cheaper. And it's like, now, and even the people that's working there now for cheaper, they don't fly for free. But me and my mom used to fly for free all the time.
I heard Cali was just like New York though.
It is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is?
expensive
So
too.
what the fuck would I want to travel?
But
with?
no, because of the experience. You're not in New York. It's busy and congested like New York, but it's not New York. I want
So
to.
what's the difference? If
Because you got palm trees. We ain't got fucking palm trees out here.
And
We
on top of
got
that-
pigeons. They ain't got pigeons out there. So
Oh,
it's totally.
I could Google that shit.
Well, they might do, but it's
Yeah.
totally like a different vibe, and I like it. Like, I want to go to Cali as an adult. I remember because my mom had me young, so I remember my mom we used to go to Cali. She used to rent cars. We used to go through like Crenshaw and Watts and all
that's
that
right.
shit, and
Yeah.
and I want to do that as an adult.
Yeah, I went through that whole West Coast experience. I also want to go to Africa.
Oh,
and,
of
Africa
course,
doesn't-
yes.
Yeah, gotta go to the motherland,
Yeah.
dig up the motherland. But California, I think is cool. I think there's a lot of other opportunities out there. Because the difference between New York and California, and I'll make this quick. New York is very like pessimistic. California is very optimistic because it's like you can like in LA, anybody can pop. Anybody get there 15 minutes easy. As well as like over here, it's not really like that. Everybody's like, you have to leave New York to come back to be popping.
The grind in New York is real. Like, it's most definitely different from other places. Not to say that they don't go through their own struggles, but in New York, if you really want to make it, you gotta really stand out and shine.
Nah,
Like-
you got to actually be noticed by other places. Like nobody knew Bobby Shmurda was from Brooklyn. And he's like, yeah, we the hottest things coming out in New York. People thought that these guys were like from out of state or something.
I didn't know that.
Nah, there was a lot of New
Won't
Yorkers
say
who
that.
didn't know that. Like even Tekashi 6ix9ine, nobody knew that he was from Brooklyn. Nobody knew
I
that.
think in the back of their minds, they was just kind of hoping he wasn't from.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Like,
They're
but
like,
not. But then after a while, you start listening to his music, you kind of fuck with it. You're like,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, but you know, I really yeah, that's neither here nor there about his music. Let's see. Oh yeah, one of our topics was Exes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get in the nitty gritty right now because I know time's going on. But yo, your exes, right? Does anyone here have an ex? I mean, this might be a dumb question because I know I have an ex.
How about me though?
Huh? No, I haven't. Oh, thank you.
I have a couple.
You have a couple? Ooh, play.
You know what? To be honest, let's be honest. My current relationship that I'm in now is my first relationship.
Your first real relationship?
My first real relationship. I was dealing with somebody when I was like 17. It lasted for 6 months, but this is my first real relationship. So I wouldn't say that I have an ex, but I don't want to sound like a hoe.
How you gonna sound like a hoe if it's just one person?
I mean, because it's like
You had people. She had people she was dealing with.
exactly.
It's
I
No,
just-
know-
she said the one person, so that's why I was like,
But I think she's basically getting to the point that besides she listed that one guy as an example, she's trying to say that there was a couple of other like
Yeah.
interaction
Okay.
ships.
But I mean,
that
they
she
ain't
had,
hit it
which-
and quit it. But I mean, hit it. But they were never my like
Yeah,
boyfriend.
boyfriend.
They never had that title. But this is my first real relationship, so I really don't know how to talk about exes.
this is the first substantial relationship that you had.
Yeah,
last
the other
after
rest
this.
was bullshit. I was just doing my thing.
And that's very interesting. So that basically means that you actually have to earn the title of ex. So you just can't be some fly by night Willie
Yeah,
or
'cause
something
those
like
are
that.
those are like just joints you used to mess with, as opposed to where we've been in a relationship for X amount of years, and
And you actually
now
tried to build
yeah.
towards something.
Yeah, and mind you, like I'm 31 right now. Me and my boyfriend, we knew each other since we was 22. Well, I was 22, we was 23. I had a year break, and then we got back. So I mean, it's not like I was hoeing all my life. No.
I mean, it's not-
You hope the fuck not.
I know,
I mean, it's not like it was work. It's not like I was working on the farm my whole life.
No, but you know, like, you know.
So okay, I mean, considering that the dude that you're with now was like your first real relationship, and the dude that you messed with before, let's just say if things between you and your current partner didn't work out, would you ever consider dealing back with your ex
Hell
or
fucking no.
entertaining it? Why
He's a
not?
hoe. Me and him are very cool. We follow each other on social media, whatever. We're mad. If I see him to this day, it's nothing but love. Hell no.
So,
He's older than me. He's still a fucking whore.
Oh,
which most men are. Let's,
Yeah.
the cat's out the bag.
Oh, my man ain't a whore.
You say you hope he's not a
I
whore?
hope he is not a whore.
Listen to what you say. You say you hope. You
I
know what
don't
is-
want him to be a whore.
Of course, you don't want him to be.
You-
But
'cause
what
you
makes
said-
you think he's not a whore?
Nothing.
Sorry for putting you on the spot, Tyrone, but
His name's not Tyrone.
most definitely calling you
But
Tyrone.
no, because you said like, what did you say?
Yeah, no, we're saying like, what makes you think that your current boyfriend isn't a hoe or doing what your other ex,
Because major difference. We gonna sit here and talk
Well,
about
y'all
this shit
live
for a
with each
whole
other,
week.
so
Yeah,
that
we live with each
okay.
other.
That's a big difference.
Big difference, and
people still find
he
something
doesn't conduct himself the way that my ex do. And even though, I didn't mean to say ex, but he doesn't conduct himself the way the person I used to deal with does. It's a total difference. Total.
So why can't that just mean he's slicker with what he does? I'm asking. We got to kind of put it on the spot as
He's
far as
gonna have me cutting up clothes and fixing shoes tonight.
because you got to remember, most people who do what they do, they find ways, regardless of whether they live with their partner or whether they don't live with their partner. Everybody finds ways to do what they want to do, even if it's for a couple of minutes, a couple of hours. People find
Well, I
ways.
hope
So that's
he's
why I
not.
said, because as right now, as we're shooting this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, you're not with him, so you don't know what he's doing. He knows you're out because you said, "Hey, babe, yeah, I'm gonna go shoot an episode." And he's like, shit, well, yeah, I got a couple of hours, a couple of minutes.
Well, he don't know what I'm doing right now.
He knows you're shooting a
He don't know that till this shit get fucking released. He don't know what I'm doing.
Okay,
I could
true.
text him like, doing a podcast and be fucking
Okay,
and sucking.
but now you see where that plays in your mind, where it's like, damn, what is your partner doing? You see what I'm saying? So
No, I get what
it's
you're
a
saying.
two-way street. It's a two-way
oh yeah,
street.
no, of course, but no, I just wanted to put that out there. That's with anybody.
Well,
Wow.
hopefully he's being a good boy.
Hopefully.
Well, she actually hit one of those subtopics. Yo, would you take your ex back? So I guess that's a no.
For me, hell no.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Pedronata? I know your situation was very interesting
Yeah.
because
So,
y'all was dealing with each other, but now I think immediately after y'all broke up, she's engaged
yeah.
or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Okay, so yeah,
That
elaborate
was
on
actually pretty funny because at first I was just like, I was hitting her up. She was going through something, and I was actually helping her through it. This was like after we stopped talking, and like one night we were just talking out of a moment of weakness. I started flirting with her, and then she was like just laughing back, and then she was like, "Ugh, I forgot to tell you this. I didn't have time to tell you." I was like, "Tell me what?" She's like, "I'm engaged and I'm pregnant." And
You
then,
pregnant?
That was quick.
and I was like, "Ouch!" I was like, "Okay, well, congrats." And then she was like, "Oh, like I'm not pregnant, but I am engaged though." I was like, "Oh, okay, congrats." Like I was just very like.
You was hurt. Man, I would
I was kinda
fuck
jaded,
that
yeah.
fake congrats shit. I would have been like, man, fuck you and that baby that's in your stomach. But
Whoa,
that would have been
not
the
the
fucked
baby, not the baby.
up, the fucked up side of you. You're hurt. So it's like, man, fuck you, your fiance, the baby. Like at the time, that's what you're thinking. You know, of course, baby's precious, but fuck it, you're mad. But whatever. I guess I'm the only one that has a fucked up mind like that.
Yeah.
No, trust me. I mean, that does cross
Okay,
my mind.
so
That crossed my
okay,
mind.
now I'm
So,
not that
you
much
know,
of a
like
dick.
yeah, go after yourself or something like that. Like, yo, get off my line. What's wrong with you?
Mhm.
But I was like, yeah, congrats, whatever, because I just don't like showing that I'm hurt. I guess.
Yeah, no, nobody does.
So I was
Because
like,
now
screw it.
that person feels like they have the power, so I understand. You don't want to give them that power.
Yeah, and especially there's no benefit for me in that. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing for me to gain from giving her that type of satisfaction. Know that I blew up. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And plus, when you're nonchalant, and you act like it doesn't bother you, that kind of hurts them more because they're expecting you to be angry and mad. Like, well, why isn't he reacting this way, or why isn't he spazzing out? So when you don't give them that power, it fucks with them.
Right,
okay.
and she always wants that response too from me.
Mm-hmm.
She always tried to evoke that from me several ways over. There's been numerous occasions.
So now, as far as, let's say if things didn't work out with her and her, fiance, and she said, hey, Pat, I want you back, whatever the case may be, would you entertain it? Would you be willing to try and give it another go? Like, what's your mindset with that?
Funny you asked about my mindset because before I even, tonight, before we met up, I was sitting in my car and I was actually about to meet up with Saida at the, at Sai Sai, I'm sorry, at the 5 spot, and I was thinking in my car, I was like, yo, I really thought back at it, and I was like, yo, I don't think right now in my mindset, I made peace with everything with her, so it's I don't think I would take that back. If she did say, hey, reach out to me, she'd have to work for it this time. I don't see myself.
Make her work.
Yeah, I don't see myself going out of my way, because I go out of my way too much, especially all my exes. I went out of my way.
Yeah, which, like I said, you can't overextend yourself because then they know what they could get away with. They like, well, yeah, I know Pat will do this and he'll do that, and they'll use that to their advantage.
Exactly. So yeah. So right now, as far as I'm concerned, so all my exes, as far as taking them back for a relationship, no. To do some X-rated stuff,
Of course. Well, that's what exes. Y'all always gonna have that chemistry, especially if y'all dealt with each other for a significant amount of time. That's the main thing that keeps keeps you coming back. Like, yeah, we had some bomb-ass sex. Like, I may not get back with you, but yeah, the sex was good. So
yeah, so I
it's
wouldn't
understandable.
Yeah, so I guess that's that's negative for me. What about you, Buck? Would you get back with any of your exes?
The more I sit here and think about it, I really wouldn't. And that's not, well, at least, I have one ex from 2005. She's a good person. Her heart's in the right place. But we couldn't get the simple shit corrected, as far as what was wrong. So, no, I wouldn't take her back because I guess there would have to be a certain maturity on both of our parts where it's like we come to a mutual understanding, like, yo, we need to fix this, and then maybe we could progress. Because she wasn't a bad person. She was all for me, and when I was down, she was always there. But that still doesn't negate the fact that we couldn't get the simple shit fixed. You know what I mean? Like, so, no, with her, I wouldn't take it back. And then as far as the recent ex, most definitely wouldn't take her back. I would always have love for my recent ex, but I wouldn't take her back. You know, that was a very toxic situation. I mean, we hung out. Everything was cool. We had our fun, but then when shit was bad, shit was like horrible. Like it was so.
Yeah. Because when you break up with somebody, and especially depends on not only the mental mind frame of you, but the other person. Because some people, like, they're malicious. They'll say some shit that'll hurt your feelings. And then it's hard for you to get back with that person and smile in their face.
No,
that's what I'm surprised.
Knowing what they really think.
That's what I'm surprised. Some people, like, they get married after breaking up. Because after, like, a bad breakup, like, they curse you out. They, like, oh, this is why your mother abandoned you for, like, 5 years. And then it's like, excuse me? What? I told you that in confidence. And then it's like...
Don't throw it in my face.
Yeah, and my ex was most definitely one of those people where, you know...
Your most recent ex?
Yeah, she most definitely was like a malicious person. She didn't care what she said at the time, I guess.
At the time.
Like, and it's like, you can't take shit like that back now. Me, as a person who's very quick-tempered and just would say whatever, as I got older and I matured, I kind of, you had to sit there and say, you know what, it's better for me to not say something. Yeah. Because I know, words cut deep. People don't understand that. And you can't take it back. People remember that. So I had to mature and say, you know what, out of this time of anger, I'm not going to say nothing, because if I say something, even when we do get good, you're still going to remember that and you're going to bring it up. And I never wanted to be like that. I don't want to say something out of frustration and I don't really mean it. Or even if I do mean it, now, like I said, it's going to be embedded in your head that this is how that person really thinks. So I don't, so I purposely didn't say a lot of shit that I could have said. But I let her get away with a lot of the shit that she said. But like I said, I don't hold grudges towards her. Shit didn't work out. But as far as getting back with her, no. Now, in the sexual aspect, we had a, great chemistry, but even that wouldn't, she has her situation, I have my situation. I couldn't see me going backwards as far as that,
Especially with health, like healthy wise, like some relationships are like very toxic, and it's like you're out of a toxic relationship. Why would you go back into the muck, and just having somebody, like, honestly, as you said, like, I had an ex before this ex, like my second ex, and she would send me like some terrible freaking messages on WhatsApp. She would send me like essays, like a few years back. Like, you remember, like, I had an issue where I was like basically in court and stuff like that. I was jammed up and stuff, and she basically threw that in my face.
That's horrible.
Basically, she was like, "Oh, this, that, and the third." Like you had an issue about like washing dishes, and they'd be like, "Oh, this is why this and that happened to you," and then I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah, like, I don't even trust you. Like, I don't even leave you around my daughter.
Oh, no.
Like, hurtful stuff.
Oh,
they're not shit like that.
Nah, you don't say shit like that.
And then after that, and then it's like, you know what? And then you should really be worried about a person if they take you back after you say some mean stuff like that. Because from now on, it's like, you know what? You're a joke to me. Because now it's like, yo, you say some hurtful stuff like that to me. Now I don't even take you seriously. I'll probably cheat on you now, like, whatever. I won't respect you. Because how could you be around someone like me if you felt this way this whole time, and you're gonna let this out now? If you felt this way and you just like put yourself and like everybody else around you, like your kids in danger, you don't want to be around me, then it's like something has to be wrong with you.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
So what do you think makes like a toxic relationship and a healthy relationship?
Oh wait, we're about to actually get into that too, because really, like, relationship, like the second part of the topic. So yeah, so in fact, before we get into that, I think the rebounds. I want to actually talk about rebounds.
Okay.
Yeah, rebounds. What do you consider a rebound? Like, I mean, because I know some people, like, the reason why I ask a rebound is because there's times you break up with someone, but you're not officially broken up with them. You know what I mean? Like there's like, oh, we're
You
broken.
talking about taking a break?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like a break.
Yeah, taking a break, or even by breaking up, we're not talking anymore.
Shit, I wish, yo.
Because 2 or 3 weeks down the line, you and your ex end up talking again. So it's like, what is considered a rebound?
See,
what kind of, like, or at least the rebound time frame, like a couple weeks.
Yeah, see, with that whole thing, there's a lot of stuff that has to be established, because if we're taking a break, does that mean we're not together and we're just trying to work through things and then get back together? Because if that's what it is, then yeah, I'm going to talk to other people. But if it's like we're taking a break but we're still together, like those are things that have to be established, because that's kind of, you know, confusing. So a lot of that shit has to be established from when y'all taking a break, and you know, and who's a rebound. Because if I break up with you today, or we're taking a break today, right? Because like I said, there's a very vague term. It's like you don't really know. If I'm taking a break and I talk to somebody, is that considered a rebound? Or I'm kind of confused with that. So I want to know what y'all opinion is
I'm
on
gonna
it.
say this: we ain't taking no fucking breaks.
Why
What we
not?
taking a break for? For what? What the
To
fuck?
figure shit out.
No.
Yeah.
To me, no.
Well, what if shit is that bad where
If
where
it's that
something
bad,
where
then
maybe
there's
you
no.
need to-
If it's that bad, it's no break. We're not together.
So it's all or
We're not
nothing. So basically, it has to get bad.
We're not
bad.
together.
So basically, what you're saying, it has to get
Like,
bad.
I feel like if it's not that big of an issue, we can work through it.
Right.
If you don't like certain shit that I do, and I don't like certain shit that you do,
Mhm.
we need to be adults
Mhm.
and use our inside voices and talk about it. We don't need to yell and argue and throw shit or whatever. Why? Because if you yell and arguing and throwing shit, that means that it's bad. You need to listen to me and my feelings and how I feel, and I need to be able to listen to you and how you feel. Why the fuck we taking a break? So you're gonna take a break to fucking just wild out, and you don't know if I'm gonna wild out, and then we're gonna come back
not
together.
in no terms. And hey, sometimes that's maybe what you need. Sometimes
No.
a lot of people look at it as a negative, but hey, that could be a positive. It could be like, yo, maybe we needed that time apart. Maybe we needed that difference that we didn't have within the relationship to be like, you know.
It's about communication. I feel like if I am with somebody and we are not seeing eye to eye, we need to communicate with each other. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
That's true.
So you're not going to sit up here and tell me, bitch, I don't like when you don't fucking, because that's going to piss me off. Just say, yo, can you do A, B, and C instead of X, Y, Z? And what, can you do the same?
Mm-hmm.
We should talk about it. And if you respect each other's feelings, then you should know, I fucking hate washing dishes, but I know she want me to wash these dishes because whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing an example.
She just wants to show
Why
it.
the
Yeah.
fuck should we have to be like, fuck you, you wet the floor all the time, and fuck you, you never wash the dishes. We need to take a break. No, it's about communication. I'm just throwing that out there as an example.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna say.
about communication. We should be able to talk. And if you, even though I tell you, I hate when you do this,
Mm-hmm.